What's up, everybody? This is the third video I've ever made for YouTube, and it is approximately, let's see, my first one was 3 months ago, I guess, and the second one was like 2 weeks after that. So it was like late October was when my last video I posted about this whole starting a gym thing. And now it is January 12th, 2023. So I don't know, do the math. I'm not a math guy. I'm just an entrepreneur. So it has been very fun, very crazy last couple of months. And I want to do one of these because I said I was going to do them and kind of document what the heck I've been up to. For those of you that are interested in checking out what building a gym actually looks like, and trying to provide some type of value, whether it's entertainment, education, or kind of just showing you the things that maybe the few things that I've done right, or the many things that I've made mistakes on and then tried to correct and learn from, so that you guys could maybe do the same thing. So yeah, it's been officially, I guess, almost 2 weeks since our open, right? And what we did was I got into my new place, basically. We closed down the old facility, and which was a franchise, and we began the process of converting our space with our new entity, our new LLC, back in the 2 weeks of November, basically. So it was actually November 5th is when that began. I'm trying to get my timeline straight because it's been so crazy. And from there, it took about 10 days to kind of convert the whole space into something that was workable for my new business model. And from then, I started training. My team started training, and we kind of just began doing this whole new P10 gym thing since mid-November. So talk about a quick turnaround in terms of becoming a whole new thing and quickly slapping it together and trying to put as many pieces in place that I possibly could. But it's been incredible. Honestly, it's been the greatest adventure of my life so far. And coming from somebody who has done what I feel like in my young man life, a lot of different things to this extent, and being able to find something that I'm just so passionate about, I get to continue to work on and build every single day. I find it the most fulfilling and the biggest blessing ever. And I don't get tired of it, at least up until this point. And I don't see myself getting tired of it in any way. So, but let's kind of break it down. What the heck has actually been going on inside of the gym since, I guess, that last video, the late October video, or whenever it was. But this is my office. We're hanging out inside of my tiny little baby office. I've got my nice little printer stack, some, I don't know, drawers. And we got brand new PC. I got this nice, I guess, gaming PC from Best Buy for convenience, because my laptop wouldn't let me use Photoshop. So I had to make sure that I had capacity to be able to do the things I needed to do, since we're doing a lot of design stuff and all that. And we've got our nice little PC stuff set up. So double desk. It's pretty fun to hang out in. I'm not gonna lie. Sponsored by First Form. Not sponsored by First Form though. Just a really good company that I like to use. And so this is where I kind of spend a lot of my time these days. If I'm not training, if I'm not out on the floor, I kind of get to hang out in here. And I have the lights off because it's like a classroom in here. So when the lights get turned on, it's just blinding. So we still got to fix the light situation because that kind of sucks. But we're getting there one step at a time. So yeah, let's break it down. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour and everything too. So since mid or late October, I ordered all my equipment. I believe that was the last video that we talked about. And up until this point, very, very quickly, I got the majority of my equipment that I needed. Really, all of it. When I was trying to rebuild or create my new gym, I knew that I needed essential training equipment, or a certain amount of essential training equipment to run the model that I wanted to run. The P10 gym, the P10 training gym, is a training facility, right? And that's what I wanted to call it. I was trying to debate how I was going to go about running this new business and what it was going to look like, what it was going to feel like, what I want people to understand about who we are and what we do. I wanted people to understand that we're not a health club. We're not, this or that. That we're a facility, a serious facility that's designed to help people become better versions of themselves. And we have different training amenities. So I wanted to just slap that right in the title. I wanted to put training gym inside of this thing to kind of help, hopefully, advertise what the heck we actually do. And hopefully I never get a phone call asking if we have a pool, because I'm tired of that shit. Those are the other businesses I used to work for. People would call, Orange Theory Fitness or Eat the Frog, and they'd be like, "Hey, you guys have a pool?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, no, we don't." So hopefully that doesn't happen here. But anyways, slapped it right in the name, and the things that we needed essentially were going to be making sure that we had my weight racks, my power racks, right? And barbells, plates, dumbbells, and then I could still use the cardio equipment that I can kind of transitioned off of Eat the Frog Fitness and kind of go from there. And I needed to convert the space because the space was specifically designed for Eat the Frog Fitness training, and I needed to put my new stuff in place and be able to access it and use it. Right, very simple. And so Rep Fitness, I placed that order, and they were pretty darn fast with it. I am trying to remember. It's so hard to remember details for stuff like this because truly, I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but it's been like a consistent whirlwind since mid-October in the best way possible. And I believe it was like a month turnaround or so for all the equipment that I got. And it was a ton of stuff. I mean, once again, I'll show you. Why don't I just show you now? Let's take a walk. Here's our little hangout, work in progress. Trying to work on creating our identity inside of the front desk to show who we are and what we do. So here's what we got. I got two, they call them Aries racks from Rep Fitness. Now, the cool thing about these pieces of equipment, I wanted weight racks, period, because that allows us to use barbell training and whatever, right? But these Aries racks, what makes them extra cool, extra expensive, these things have a 310 pound weight stack at the back of them, and they have 6 pulleys attached to them. 2 in the front, we got 2 in the back, 2 in the bottom rather, and 2 in the top. And that allows us to do all these different things, whether it's triceps, biceps, back training, legs, all the different attachments you see in a normal gym, even a pull down, that's right there. Super versatile for different training. And when you have a 3,000 square foot facility in total, including the front, you need to be able to be versatile with all the room that you're using. So we had 2 of those. Got all my plates. I got some, speckle heat compressed bumpers to be able to toss them down so we don't have to worry about banging the weights too much most of the time. Also, they look great. We also got one more rack over here. This is my Rogue garage gym rack. I got this one a couple years back, and it's been super helpful to have that extra one. And then I got a bunch of different equipment from another local training facility that was upgrading their equipment. So I got an Olympic style Nautilus bench press. We got some other fun equipment. We got prone leg curls, hip abductor, adductor. Got my GHD from my personal garage gym I donated to the project. We got our cardio equipment and some other stuff. Now, once again, the Rep Fitness, and those are all of our dumbbells back there too, if you can't see. The Rep Fitness stuff was the essential stuff, and that's what I'm trying to premise here. Without the Rep Fitness equipment, I could not operate my facility, my new facility, because it wouldn't be my new product. All of my training that I do now is centered around that equipment and barbell training and the versatile stuff we can do with the new weights that we have in place. So that was essential. Before we started doing our soft launch opening and truly training people inside of our new facility, we needed that stuff. I also, once again, needed to clear out the other stuff. Previously, we had all these different functional racks and different equipment here and there, sandbags, and I had to remove all that stuff, do a little bit of pseudo construction inside of the gym. I had to remove a bunch of functional racks, TRX straps, and all that. And they're kind of just sitting in storage right now. So have not found a home for those. I mean, they're great pieces of equipment. They're just not what we need inside of our very small, compact space for what I want to try to create in terms of training and group training. So we got that done pretty darn fast. Those were really long weeks. And then Rep Fitness came in literally the first week of November. We closed down the old place. Finally, it was November 4th, I believe, was the last day. And then our equipment came that next Monday, whatever the time period was. But from that full week, because we had about, once again, 10 days, we took about 7 days to go hard on building this new equipment after it came in, which was, it was like 8,000 pounds worth of equipment to put together, to organize, to throw away the boxes and crates. And it took a long ass time. Once we got that done, those Aries racks too, the ones that I showed you at the beginning with the pulley systems, took about 40 hours each to get put together. And maybe, you know, people more savvy than myself could put them together a little bit faster. But regardless of that situation, we got them done and we got squared away. And we transformed this whole place into the new training system in 10 days, which is incredible. What the new training system looks like is very, very similar today as to what it looked like at the beginning of this whole process, or November, let's say, 14th or whatever it was, that we actually began our soft launch opening for some friends and family. Our training system is based on barbell training, and I want to celebrate a win that gets me so excited with you guys, because it broke me up initially to see this thing, and now to see all the progress that people are making just this quickly into the new training gym really, you know, gets me excited and makes me, you know, almost emotional about it. But day one, we were able to take like 30 or so people who had some people never been underneath a barbell. Some people have not been underneath it for years and years, or, you know, maybe even decades. And we were able to take anywhere, like so many different demographic type of people, but even like 50, 60-year-old women, and, you know, put them all underneath a barbell, and we were doing squats on day one. And that was really, really cool to see, because it's a tough situation, or it was a very tough and scary situation to say, hey guys, you know, I want to show you what I truly believe is the best way for us to train for you specifically, and you're going to get all these benefits out of it. And now I'm going to ask you to put all this trust into me, that I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure you don't get hurt. And once again, I'm going to set you up for success to be training the very best way that I would want you to train to see incredible progress. Whether that be, you know, general health benefits, you know, bone density manipulation, right? Trying to make our bones denser, muscle development, leaning out, losing fat, losing body weight, all those different things. I'm going to create a program for us, and you're going to train in a very different way, and probably a way that's much more uncomfortable for you than what you're used to. And it's going to be, once again, it's a huge leap of faith that I asked all these people to put in me. And it was scary for a lot of them. And now, once again, it's incredible. 2 months in, everybody's seeing incredible progress. And, I had this very meaningful conversation. So if you guys are watching with some of my friends, some of the 9:30 a.m. ladies yesterday, literally after that session, and they kind of said, hey, you know what? We're really impressed that, you kept your word. And I was like, what, you think I'm not going to keep my word? But no, they said, it's really cool that you kept your word, and it's really cool to see this place develop and change and see the progress, right? And that meant the world to me. So once again, if you guys are watching, thanks so much. Because that's all I wanted. I mean, the thing is, and it can be confusing where we go from a franchise that trained a very different way, and now I'm like, hey, this is how I want us to train, and it's quite a bit different, but there's still some similar training principles that we had in our old gym. And it's not because the other way was wrong or bad. The reason why I decided to work with Eat the Frog Fitness back in the day was because I saw a great opportunity inside of what they were trying to create. And I appreciated a lot of their training sciences and aspects and the things that they were trying to build. The issue that I had with the whole project was that there wasn't enough reach and growth opportunity, in my opinion, my humble opinion, as a professional inside of our field, that allowed me to scale a business and allowed me to provide even more value for my members, my clients, right? And that's what I wanted to do with this new P10 gym project. It's scary for a lot of people to get underneath the barbell, but for a general, in my opinion, for a general way, it is the most beneficial thing that you can do for yourself in a lot of different ways, is the stuff that I'm having people do today. It's the resistance-based training mixed up with the functional training component for balance, power training, explosiveness, stability, and heart health. And when you mix all that stuff together, you're going to see a lot of added benefit. And so some of the training principles are very similar to what I had in my old business model, but the equipment looks very different. And maybe it's more intimidating or, not as cute looking, but I kind of like that personally. But it was so great and fulfilling for me for that conversation. I've had quite a few conversations like that, and I appreciate all of them so much. But the one yesterday, was like, hey, it's incredible to actually see this. I'm like, yeah, you know what? It is. And that's what gets me really fired up and motivated about this whole project, is that it's no bullshit either. I want to take this model, and my dream with my gym is to show people that they can do this shit. And this stuff is going to change their life, because that's what it did to me. As a young man, it was when I got into this stuff that it really allowed me to see that I could change and manipulate my life the way that I wanted to. If I put the work in, if I made sure I was consistent and checked the box off. That's the new thing that we're kind of talking about at the gym right now, is that if we continue to be consistent inside of just executing on our tasks, and they don't have to be the prettiest, they don't have to be the best, but we don't compromise on giving up on the things that we know that we need to do, we're going to see progress. And then once we see progress, a little progress, it's more motivating. It's easier to be able to execute even harder, even better, faster, and see even more progress. But you have to get into that motion, into that forward progress point of view in order to see more progress. It's really hard for people to jump in, dive in, and go, super hard in their diet, super hard in their recovery, super hard in their training. And that's not what I would even recommend for a lot of people. It's like, hey, let's do one step at a time. Let's start learning. And that's what every single person inside of the gym has done. They've committed to learning and figuring out what this fitness thing looks like for them in their current life stage, how I can help them, how the rest of the team can help them with our gym, and how we're going to do this thing together, figuring it out. How are we going to make this P10 gym thing an incredible community for everybody involved, right? So, not to go past the 20-minute mark here, because, we could talk about a lot of different things. But to kind of summarize and talk about everything that's happened so far in a very brief way, and we'll continue with these videos too, more in depth as well in specific topics. This is more just general because it's been 2 months. It's been awesome. I've been doing 12-hour, 14-hour days some of these days, very often, many of these days. I got in at 5:30 today. I'm planning on leaving probably in the evening tonight when we close. And it's really hard to some extent, but it is very, very fulfilling. And that's all I've ever really wanted, was to be incredibly fulfilled inside of my career. And that's where we are. And I wouldn't trade that for anything at this point. People are seeing incredible progress. My training programs, people are diving in, and the people who had to put tons of blind or semi-blind faith into me initially are now seeing the progress that I promised them. And now everybody's starting to build rapport with me and what I'm trying to build for them. And that's very fun to feel and see. And I just want to continue to do that. I want to continue to get people great results so that they feel better. They feel like they look better. They feel stronger, healthier, whatever. And from a business standpoint, we're growing. And maybe it's some of the things that I've been doing. Maybe it's a huge, blessing from God. Maybe it's luck. Maybe it's all those things in combination of one another. But my marketing strategy, when people ask what the heck I'm doing to grow, is I'm focusing on trying to perform and be the best that I can possibly be and provide the best value that I can possibly provide inside of our current facility for the rest of the world, or the rest of the Wheaton and other local township areas. And then just being consistent with it, checking the box off every single day, no compromise, right? I'm not going to be good for people twice a week. I'm not going to be good for people 3 times a week. I'm going to do it every single day. And now we're getting to the point where I'm feeling a lot of growing pains. And this has been the absolute coolest part so far, is that I'm getting very close to my maximum capacity. And now I'm starting to talk with friends who are smarter than me, who have different businesses or have other insights that I really value and try to look up to help me figure out how I can scale this thing. Because another component is I want to create not just a great training environment for people, I want to create careers for people alongside of me. I don't want to be, this uber successful guy who builds this great business and then, goes and screws off somewhere and lets other people run this thing, for me. I want to be the guy who's going to build something monumental alongside of my team, collaboratively. And it's even figuring out how we can scale with that now. Now that I'm kind of reaching as much as I can really handle with these long days. And it's tough. But once again, what a huge blessing to be able to say the biggest issue I see right now is that I'm too busy. How incredible is that? It's a good problem to have. So for those of you who also have more equipment coming, but we'll talk about that in another video. I'll kind of show you when it's finally here what it looks like, some of my other finishing touches equipment for the gym. For those of you who have not heard or do not know, we're doing a program right now. So if you'd like to join in, you can join in at any time. But and it's free, and I'm not charging anybody anything for this program. What I want to do is I want to give people an opportunity to really change their life. I don't care if you're a gym member with me or a remote client with me living somewhere else, or if you don't give me a cent. This isn't about that. I like to say that I like to give people opportunities to better themselves. I like to give people my friendship, and then you pay me for training services, and you pay me for my gym. You don't pay me for that other shit. So I want to give you an opportunity as a friend, or as somebody that I don't know who's watching this video. I'm doing 75 hard right now. This is going to be the third time that I've done it, and I'm going to, third time that I've completed all the way through. I've failed quite a few times as well, like many others have, if you're playing the game right. And it's going to be really, really tough. If you know what 75 Hard is, I would check it out. You can do a quick little search, the 75 Hard program by Andy Frisella, also enveloped into the Live Hard program. It's a big mental toughness and consistency program designed to help you be a better overall human inside of everything that you do. And it's really, really, once again, really tough. A lot of commitments. But it's the best thing that I've ever done in my life that's made me a better version of myself. So if you have the ability to mentally, emotionally, physically commit yourself to something like that, I would highly suggest that you check it out. But inside the gym, I have a lesser version of this program that I've invited all of our gym members to partake in, and people, friends outside of our gym membership base as well. And it's just a couple different components of it that I know that's going to help them be better off. For the level 1 component of it, it's 45 minutes of exercise every single day. It can be anything, it can be a training session. For gym members, that counts obviously inside of our facility. It could also be cardio, it could be a walk outside even, but it has to be 45 minutes of dedicated exercise every single day for 30 days. You gotta read 10 pages of a book that's gonna help you out, be educational for you every single day. Dedicated, out of your way book. It can't just be something that's already inside of your life, convenience. That's not the focus. It's about going out of your way to be better. And then it's 1 gallon of water a day. Level 2 is all those things, plus you have to stick to a diet, no cheat meals, and no alcohol, which is tougher for a lot of people. And if it's tougher, that's what I would encourage you to try to tackle, because that's what's gonna make you better. But if you want to be involved in that, you don't have to do a single thing with me. You just got to start. I invite you to do so, especially if you want to try to make January your month, or 2023 your year, or whatever bullshit we want to say these days. Make it happen. I invite you. And screen keeps turning off. That's about it. Thanks for checking it out, friends. Next time I do a video, I'm gonna show you what our new Rogers equipment gear looks like, and the gym is going to be a little closer to being fully finished in terms of what it should look like, how our training system is going to flow and feel between the personal training that we do as well as the group training and everything in between. Later.